Hello guys and gals, my name is Sierra, and I've discovered as made me the 12-year-old I was. Disney sitcoms. And I think this is basically telling you guys how Disney ruined my life. Specifically my junior high school life, and made my impression on the high school that I've been going to for the past 4 years not that good. But there's 3 things that Disney makes 10 to 12-year-olds believe. And I'll start with the first one. 1. Disney makes you believe that you have to have a boyfriend/girlfriend. Now, I'm not so sure how many boys actually watch Disney sitcoms when they were younger, but let me tell you, there's a pattern with every single Disney sitcom out there. Alright, so let's start with the regular series. 1. You find the most handsome, most amazing guy you've ever seen, and he's probably the jock. He probably has all those other girls after him, so you have to compete against all those other girls. And you have to get that jock to fall in love with you. But that jock is usually a self-obsessed jerk, and usually spends most of his time talking to himself. But after you get him to like you, you need to wait for him to ask you out, which he'll probably try some crafty way, or he'll just be like, oh, pick you up at 10, which doesn't make sense at all because you don't know where the girl is, you never said what you were going to do, and then when you tell your parents that you're going on a date, you're like, well, they're like, oh, who is it? What? Where are you going? And all that jazz, and you don't know because the boy just said, pick you up at 10. It doesn't make sense. But once you get on a date, it will probably be an awkward cinema/restaurant setting, and you'll probably regret your first date. But then you go on your second date, it gets a little better. Third date, even better. Fifth, fourth date, even better. And before you know it, you've been dating for 3 months. Then the breakup comes, and then you're supposed to be so upset over it, and not care about anything that anyone has to say to you. Even your best friends who are there for you and will always tell you that the boy was a jerk and that he didn't deserve you, even though you were all over him. And then you just realize you wasted 4 months of your life with the guy that you dump, and you just realize how much of a waste your life has been. But that's not the similar routine with Disney shows nowadays. But I'm talking specifically Life with Derek, if you remember that one. Zoe 101, Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, and all those good old shows that people call their childhood. And the second thing that Disney teaches little girls and guys is that you have to rebel against your parents. No matter how great they've been to you during your childhood, no matter how much money they spend on you, you have to rebel against them and make sure that you get them on your bad side, which is pretty futile because your parents love you anyways, and they want the best for you. Even though you think because you watched so many Disney sitcoms in your past that you just think that your parents are out to ruin your life and they don't want the best for you. But no, it's because they get you what you need, not what you want. And I did follow that pattern, so then I ended up locking myself in my room and trying to seclude myself from everyone in my family as much as possible, which didn't go too well. But the third thing that Disney taught me was that you have to have that tight group of friends, and only about 4 or 5 friends that you'll call at the end of the day and have their whole phone conversation or texting conversation and just tell them about everything that's gone on in your life. But you're only supposed to have about less than 10 friends, and the rest of the group, the rest of your school, you exclude at all costs. And you think that everyone else are major geeks, and you got these little cliques everywhere, and that just makes school even more difficult for people. I mean, who even invented cliques? I really want to know who did that. But it also makes you see that, well, for me, I was desperate to find my best friend. I would always go and sit with someone randomly during lunch. Now, I came from a really small school. Every class had about an average of 20 students, so you got pretty tight with your class because you were in the room with them all the time. But I was desperate to find that one friend that I would tell everything to. And I mean everything. In fact, I took truth or dare a little too seriously, and when someone asked me truth, I would wait for the most daring questions, and then I would answer them as honestly as I could. Which I know is the name of the game, but I was looking for those questions that would make me spill out my emotions on people. And I was probably the only one in my class who didn't do anything with their life but watch Disney sitcoms when I was 8 to 12 years old, so I was pretty much a social outcast. But me thinking that I had to have a boyfriend at age 12 made me obsess over guys a lot. In fact, the guys that I had crushes on, I didn't give them any space whatsoever. I mean, now I can see why they wanted to get away from me so much. And looking back at that now, I think I was like a complete psychopath. I wanted to know everything and nearly everything about them. I didn't really want them to find another girl. And when I saw one of my grade 7 crushes kiss another guy, I thought I would faint. I know, I was definitely a dramatic 12-year-old. But now that I'm 15, I look back at that and I laugh my head off. Just seeing how obsessive I was over guys. I mean, my first crush is in grade 5, so you can see how much of my life I feel like I've wasted now. And now I'm just waiting for the right guy. In fact, this bracelet here, I'm going to take off this bracelet after when I have my first boyfriend. So if you see a video with this bracelet off, you'll know what that means. See you later, guys. Oh, and you should check out something called ooVoo. Oh, it's a lot like Skype, but it's not half as popular. And I've got it on my little iPhone here. And it's a pretty good app. I mean, not a lot of my friends have it, which I am trying to change. The fad in my class right now seems to be Snapchat, but I think that sending pictures that you can only see for 2 to 3 seconds isn't the best. But ooVoo is a really good brand. Well, not brand, but a really good social app. And I don't drink energy drinks, but the one that I recommend for you guys the most is Rockstar. I mean, I think it's got the least caffeine for all energy drink brands, and I don't drink energy drinks that often, but Rockstar is definitely the way to go. So see you later, guys.